I've got a 10-year-old cinema camera that I think is still great in 2023. Can you guess what it is? Let me know in the comments below when you figure it out. You can get this used body from mpb.com for £579. That is insane. First up, the HD image, downsampled from the 4K sensor, looks great. It may only be 420 8-bit, but the colours are amazing, and it has that classic Canon colour science. The image is super easy to grade when you shoot in C-Log, and it gives you the widest dynamic range. So long as you're not pushing some really crazy grade, then the image should hold up great. It's a good, clean, crisp image, and I use it for both narrative and commercial filmmaking. Plus, it also shoots 60 frames a second, so if you need slow motion to accentuate a particular moment, it's got that covered too. Now, a lot of older cameras, especially cinema cameras, didn't have autofocus. They maybe had a contrast-based system, but it didn't really function great. But this has dual pixel AF, which really made Canon's video AF so famous. If you pair it with certain EFS lenses, you also get face tracking too. I usually shoot manually, but having the one-shot AF means I can grab focus on the subject and frame up as quickly as possible. Speaking of speed, hands down, its internal NDs are the best feature. Being able to swap between 2, 4, and 6 stops of NDs without having to worry about lens filters is incredible. It's a feature that I now never want to use a camera without, whether it comes as standard in the body or through an EF adapter, which all my lenses are. Shooting outside is so simple. If I want to open up the aperture and get a shallow depth of field, then the internal NDs can compensate. And I don't have to go into a kit bag, find a lens filter, screw it on, and if I want to switch lenses, it's already there internally. I don't have to worry about taking it off or having a lens cap that doesn't fit. Dual SD slots make shooting with this camera so much less stressful. Knowing that you already have a backup of your footage in camera takes some of that panic away from file transfers or file management. Obviously, you still need to be super careful and have multiple backups on hard drives. The slots can be used for either dual recording or relay recording if you need the extra length. No 30-minute record limit is also great if you're shooting a really long interview or shooting an event. Now, probably one of the biggest benefits of this camera is the tiny file sizes. A standard 64GB SD card will get you 355 minutes of record time at 24 frames a second. That's nearly 6 hours on one card. My A camera, the 6K Pro, records onto a 2TB SD externally, and I frequently transfer hundreds and hundreds of gigabytes off from a shoot. This camera is great if you're going to shoot a doc, or you know you're going to have a ton of footage and don't want to spend half your budget on hard drives. Now, another handy feature are the two XLR inputs and their incredible preamps. If you're just shooting run and gun and you don't have anyone there to capture audio for you, you can safely run a mic direct into the XLR and it will sound great. And the auto levels are really good, plus it can provide phantom power to your mic. I often use this camera on narrative and commercial projects and run a microphone direct into it, as it's simpler and it still sounds great. This camera is a joy to use. The ergonomics are incredible and set the bar really high. It has a really comfy side handle with scroll wheel, joystick, record button, and custom function button. This camera is absolutely decked in assignable function buttons and allows you to customize it for the way you want to use it. The flip-out OLED screen is by far the best I've ever used. I wish my other cameras had the functionality that this does. It really allows you to use the camera in awkward or tight places where you can't necessarily get right behind it. Or if you're using it as a B cam, you can glance over and check, and from almost anywhere get a good look at your shot. It also has a bunch of video assist features, like a waveform, zebra, focus peaking and magnification. This camera was designed for people like me, who frequently shoot solo and just need a workhorse to do what it says on the tin without being too fussy about it. Having a viewfinder makes shooting exterior much easier. I used it a lot while shooting a short film in the middle of a field during summer. The sun was so bright that it was the only way I could actually accurately check focus. As somebody who needs glasses to see, being able to adjust the diopter allows me to use the viewfinder in its optimal way. Also, if I'm shooting and there are people trying to look at the screen and see what I'm doing, it's often quite good to be able to shut the OLED and just use the viewfinder, and it allows you to sort of get rid of some of the distractions. It's not something that I use all the time, but when I use it, it's invaluable. Being able to switch the viewfinder on and off can save battery, but it's not as important because the final point is the amazing battery life. I don't need to, but I have 3 batteries for this camera. I've frequently shot for an entire day with just 1 battery. 2 batteries and you're set. And 3 batteries is just for redundancy or if anything goes wrong. If I know I'm going to be away from a power source for a really long time, then this is the camera I'll use, even though I do have a PowerOak portable battery which can help charge things on the go. I've never had a battery life issue in all the years I've owned this camera. It's a reliable workhorse, shoots great images, has great audio controls and inputs, and is also really quite light, so my back loves it too. Yep, you guessed it. It's the iconic Canon C100 Mark II. Let me know in the comments when you figured out what it was. And if you're interested in knowing more about what I learned in my first 6 years of freelance filmmaking, check out this video here. Thanks for watching.